Welcome back to the show. Let's go to line number 3. Good morning, Robert. You're on the air.
Morning, Patty. How are you today?
Not too bad, thanks. How about you?
Oh, I'm not too bad. I just wanted to call in today and just mention a couple little items. Well, I guess not little, but the first one I just wanted to mention was that Brenda Lee Kitchen with Protect NL. I haven't heard anybody mention that today. Her and a couple of ladies were at the House of Assembly, and they had a peaceful demonstration set up with a boat that was apparently taking up 4 parking lots, and they were asked to remove it, and then they were given a summons to appear in court for violating Section 4, I believe it was, of one of the Work Services Transportation Acts. So I just want to call out, I believe that Minister Hutton is the one who can issue a permit for them to return their boat and continue with their peaceful demonstration. So I'd just like to call him and get him to issue that permit so they can continue with that.
Well, I did mention their presence there and the rally and the protest last week. I didn't know that there had been any removal of the boat or anything. That must have happened at some point during this program this morning. But I've been accused many times already today of not speaking about what they're speaking about, other than the fact that Brenda and Mike and other members of that group have been on this show several times, and I talk about these projects all the time. So I'm a little surprised I've been told that, why am I not covering something that I'm actively covering?
No, I think you're doing a great job. I mean, you're doing what you're supposed to do and offering counterpoints to continue the discussion with whatever anybody brings up. And whenever I call in, that's what I expect as well. So I always try to have my counterpoints ready whenever I call into you, but I didn't really prepare anything today. So
and that's fine. And nor do I really kind of play a counterpoint kind of game. But if we don't talk about it all and just talk about a bit of it, then we're missing too much of the conversation to have informed opinions and informed decisions.
That's right, and it's important to stick to facts and truth, and that's what seems to be Brenda's doing that more and more these days. So I'm really happy with the way that she's progressing. I hope that she can get some answers and get some more advice from the government on how to continue with her peaceful demonstrations. It's unfortunate that it seems like they're not paying attention to her because of her personality. I didn't know that the government was only supposed to represent the people that they liked. So you think that if somebody was causing noise and kicking up a fuss, they'd want to sit down and talk to them and try and understand what their issues are, but that doesn't seem to be happening. And I feel for Brenda because I feel like she doesn't feel represented by our leaders. But that's that topic. The next topic I wanted to discuss quickly was the EVREC environmental assessment registration has been submitted. The deadline for comments was November 11th, which, again, I think is untasteful for Remembrance Day to be the deadline. But I submitted my comments, and I hope that a lot of other people did as well. My understanding, there's 3 justifications that I noticed that gives their Environment and Climate Change Panel justification to reject this proposal. The first one is a lack of public consultation. There was no consultation with the Indigenous groups out here. The EVREC claims that they have meaningful, in-depth conversations, but the truth came out from public media posts by Charlene Comden and others, is that EVREC has not reached out to any of the Halapu members or any of the Halapu management or Splechnik in the central area. They've only had slight discussions, I'll say, with their business arm, Halapu Holdings. So to say that they have the public support of the Halapu members is completely false, and from that misrepresentation is justification enough to be canceled because they don't meet the criteria. So the second one is, getting a little riled up here. So my question is, why are they so confident in this ability to do this project when they haven't met the requirements and they're not doing their required consultation with the public? So do they have some backdoor deals that we're not aware of, or some inside connections that give them confidence that they don't have to meet the requirements to follow through this process? So that's a big question to me.
And a fair question to ask. Absolutely.
So from what I can see, that I won't get into that right now. The second topic that I wanted to talk about was the major scope changes. So ECC said that there is no permission of major scope changes. So right now with this EVREC proposal, we know that the initial application was made by a consortium between Jade Power Trust and HydroStore. So right now, neither of those companies are involved in this project. So technically, the project has changed hands, which is a major scope change, in my opinion. So again, justification to reject it flat out.
But does that change the water on the beans of the proposal itself? Because that would be the key for me, as opposed to who the proponents are and what the structure of the business model looks like in-house versus what they're actually planning on doing.
Absolutely does. So again, the initial proposal was for 300 turbines and make ammonia plant and bottle it, hydrogen ammonia plant. But now they've expanded, and the initial letters of support were based on the information at that time as well, that the municipalities were strong-armed into signing. So those are invalid now because the information has changed so much. Now they're up to 530 turbines for the same area and the same footprint. So another example of lack of understanding, lack of experience in the industry. And as well, since they were planning to use HydroStore for their long-duration energy storage, they don't have a realistic long-duration energy storage plan right now. So in their EA, they have hobbled together gas turbine generator that runs on hydrogen, ammonia, and diesel, I believe it was. So that will require 3 different firing units or 3 different boilers to boil the steam for the steam turbine generator. And the size and the details of those are not included at all. So to me, that's an example of grasping at straws, that they don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to get through the EA process so they can qualify for $128 million of federal funding line of credit. So right now, they have no funding and they have no investors outside of marine contractors. So EVREC has partnered up with marine contractors at this initial application, and it seems to me, in my opinion, that the main proponents behind this is actually marine contractors, and they just got Ravi and James, the EVREC guys, to be promoters to try and push it through the processes. But it all seems to be coming out in the open now, and it really doesn't look good for either EVREC or the people that are pushing this project because of all the backdoor deals and the hidden agendas, I'll say, that doesn't seem to be forthcoming.
I appreciate the time. I'm late for the news, Robert. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you very much, and you have a great day, Patty.
You too. Bye-bye.